We're back from our break, ready to continue with the lesson with today's class, Leçon 13, La ville et la maison, the town and the house. Now, I've told you before that when there are two L's in French, we pronounce it with a Y sound. However, this is the one exception. I think because the word ville is very old, it is pronounced ville. We pronounce the L's in it. One of the few exceptions, but there you go. All right, first we're going to start with vocabulary for la ville, and then we'll do la maison. All right, as you know, as I've said, our textbook is very practical. It gets you prepared to start like being able to communicate as if you were visiting France or moving there or whatever. So first, we start out with the conversation tools. Like first we're talking about how to talk about town or where you live, and then we'll fill it with the vocabulary to be able to have that conversation. So first we start out with, where do you live? Où habites-tu? What is your address? Quelle est ton adresse? And to say I live somewhere, you say j'habite, and then I could say en Paris, in Paris. So these I think you probably could have figured out just looking at them. Où habites-tu? Quelle est ton adresse? And j'habite. All right. And then now, so that's kind of the tools to have a conversation. The vocabulary to fill it in is about the town, la ville. We can either live in une grande ville, city or town, un petit village, a small town or village. Un quartier is a neighborhood. It looks like the word quarter, and it is essentially kind of the idea that a neighborhood is a quarter or a fraction of a town. Street is, the word street is rue, une rue, but you can also live on an avenue, rue, boulevard, which is, I think, a French word to begin with. So if I want to talk about where I live using this conversation tools and the vocabulary, I could say, j'habite dans une grande ville. I live in a big town. J'habite à Tours. I live in Tours. And then I could give my address. In English, we say I live at 32 Victor Hugo Avenue, or I live on 32 Victor Hugo Avenue. In French, we don't say on or at or in. We say just I live 32 Victor Hugo Avenue. I inhabit. Yes, that's a great way of thinking of it, nation. That's a great way of thinking of it, and it's basically correct. So let's do some whiteboard here. Use what we just learned. So you could say, oops. You could even start with asking, où habites-tu, or what is your address, and then you could answer it, j'habite. You could start wherever you want. You have permissions. Où habites-tu? Like someone could be asking me that, and then I would say, oh, j'habite en Vancouver. Okay, do not write your actual addresses, guys, because this will be posted on YouTube. J'habite en Washington, or j'habite dans une grande ville. I could say j'habite, I'll make up an address, 123 rue de Sesame. I live 123 Sesame Street. J'habite en Virginia. J'habite. Okay, so for this one, you would say, if you want to say you live in a small village, you would say I live, in a small village. We only remove the word in if we're talking about the actual address, like 123 Sesame Street. So you'd have to say dans un village. Village is feminine, right? No, you're right. You're right. Un village, une ville. It's a good thing I teach French. All right. J'habite un petit village. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are doing this. Okay, so we use en here, or the word à, the preposition à. These we use before a city's name or a state name. When we're talking about living like just in a city in general or in a village, then we use dans. Does that make sense? So we use en à before the name of a town or the name of a city or a country. We use dans when we're talking about general things like a village, a city, a town. J'habite à Winston-Salem. J'habite dans une grande ville. J'habite, no need for an S here. J'habite 5678 rue de Marvin Garden. J'habite en New York City. J'habite en Canada. J'habite à Moscou. J'habite dans 199 rue de Pomme, or Pomme de Terre. Cool. Cool. Good. Good job, guys. So you say I live like at the city en or a certain city or country or state, and then dans un ville, dans une ville, un village. Very good. All right. Well done. Next, so that's talking about like the town. Now we're going to talk about what's in the town or village where you live. So here's the conversation tools. We have ma ville, my town or hometown. Dans ma rue, in my street, il y a. Remember I told you last semester that the expression il y a is really important and we'd be using it a lot? This is definitely one of those lessons where we use it a ton. It means there is, I'm about to sneeze. Just one. Thank you. All right. So, dans ma rue, in my street, there is. Dans ma ville, il y a. There is blank, blank, blank. Il y a aussi. There is also things. Okay. So, il y a, very, very important. Here's the vocabulary to fill those conversation tools. Un hôtel, un café, un restaurant. These all look like the words we use in English because they come from French, I'm pretty sure. Don't forget that remember I told you the circumflex here means that back in the day there used to be an S after the letter O. So I feel like that's helpful with the words hôtel or hôpital, hospital, although they look like the English version because I think hostel or hotel. All right, un café, un restaurant, un supermarché, a supermarket, grocery store, but it looks like the word supermarket, so I used that one. Not too hard to remember. Un magasin is just the general word for store. Magasin, magasin. Make sure you don't say, you pronounce it magazine, because that's a magazine like the floppy book. So we want to say magasin, magasin. Why don't you repeat after me where you are so you can practice saying these. Un magasin. Technically, nation, a hostel is a different type of hotel. You tend to share space with other people, like bunk beds in a big room or something, but they're from the same root, I think. Un cinéma. Smile when you say the E. Un cinéma. Like the cinema, movie theater. Again, not too different from English. Une école. I think you've learned this word before. It means school. Une école. Une église means church, but in the French mindset, if you hear the word une église, they would think Catholic church. Historically, France is a Catholic country. They built many They were one of the main countries in Europe that built many cathedrals uh, across their country in, I don't know, 2000 or 1,000 years ago or more. Um, so église is kind of the word for more like a Catholic church. Un temple is more of the kind of church that's Protestant. Um, they tend to un temple tends to not be in like the beautiful big buildings, but it doesn't really matter what the building looks like. Une église is more Catholic, un temple is more Protestant. Un centre commercial, a commercial center. It's a shopping center, a mall. Une bibliothèque, the Bible or a library. The Latin word for book is bibli or biblio or biblo or something like that. So actually the word Bible literally means the book in Latin, essentially. And so in French, the place that's full of books is called une bibliothèque, if that helps you remember. Un musée is a museum. Kind of looks like the word museum. So a lot of these are won't be too hard to remember, I think. Un hôpital, hospital. Une piscine is a pool. I think the Latin word for fish is Pisces. Like I don't know if you guys, I don't believe in the zodiac signs, but if you know what they are, one of them is Pisces because it looks like it's named after a constellation that looks supposed to be fish. If you've heard of it, if that helps you remember, Pisces is like fish. Piscine is a pool where fish swim. People swim like fish. If that helps. Un parc, also very difficult. It's a park. Un stade, stadium. Side note about this. So in America, when we hear the word stadium, we think of big, huge stadium where professional sports are played. And that's still true in France. They have big stade, big, huge ones where like soccer is played and whatnot. But a stud can also refer to just like a tiny little track and soccer field. Many towns in France, including like the little tiny one in my parents' little tiny one, and other little tiny ones around them, they have. It's kind of like part of like the city's benefits to people, like they have like public libraries and public pools, and it's really common to have a public stade, a place where people can just run on a track or play soccer on the field, almost like a Parks and Rec kind of thing. Really, I think it's more common than I've seen in the States, at least the parts of the States that I've been in. So people can, un stade in France refers to just like the small fields available for people's everyday exercises, as well as the big, huge professional sports ones. Une plage is the beach. All right. Any questions on those? I feel like your vocab is rather easy this week because it looks very similar to English. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a whiteboard. You can do the same thing that we did before. Talk about your town. Dans ma rue, il y a. Dans ma ville, il y a aussi. And then you can use any of these. So you could say dans ma rue, on my street, il y a. Oops, here, I have some permissions. All right, il y a. Let's see. Une école. I live right across the street from a school. Une école. Un café. It's not really on my street. What's the other thing on my street? Un école. It's pretty much. Oh, un temple. There's a church right next to me too. Et un temple. Dans ma. We also learned the word quartier, which means neighborhood. Quartier. Il y a un café, un restaurant, many other things. Dans ma ville, il y a un musée. I keep doing the wrong accent. Un musée. so forth. Whatever. You get the idea. Okay. I'm going to choose the camera because I'm like taking a tour of your guys' towns right now. All right. Dans ma ville, il y a un stade et un café. Dans ma quartier, dans ma ville, il y a une bibliothèque. Dans ma ville, il y a un restaurant. Dans ma rue, il y a un supermarché. Dans ma ville, il y a un musée. Dans ma ville, il y a un cinéma. Okay, good. Okay, so here, don't forget your, this is really good, but don't forget your, what's the word I'm looking for? Articles. There you go. Un cinéma. And the word lake is L-A-C. Un lac. It's masculine. Very good. Good fixes. Dans ma ville, il y a un cinéma. Dans ma ville, il y a un cinéma. I think the French may call cinema le ciné for short. It's coming to mind. Some things come to mind that are just latent in the brain. Okay. Dans ma ville, il y a un stade. Okay, so those of you who are writing stud, do you have like a big one or do you have a small kind? A small one. Dans ma ville, il y a un cinéma. Dans ma ville, il y a un musée. Cool. Good job, guys. Very neat. Yes, I love the little stickers and the pointer things in Blackboard. I definitely miss the little pointer. This was my favorite thing. As you can see, I use it all the time. All right, so that was town. We talking about our town, like it's a town, a village. I live on this street. That part. Then we talked about what's in our town. We have we could say that we have a hotel, a restaurant, a cafe, all sorts of things, a mall. Now we're going to do the next part, which is taking it kind of one step further, is we're going to ask for directions. So actually in your textbook it says les renseignements. Say that word with me. Renseignements. Renseignement literally means information. So if you're at the airport and the information desk would be called le renseignement. However, in English we say asking for directions. We don't say asking for information. Just so it literally means information, but we colloquially use the word direction. Anyways, so you start out by saying pardon or excusez-moi, excuse me, sir. Okay, first we're doing asking for directions, and then we'll give directions. Second step. So first we're going to say excuse me, and then you could say where is something. Où est un café? Où est un café? Or où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Where is there a café? Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Où est un café? Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Où est-ce? Where is it? And then you could ask, est-ce que c'est loin? Est-ce que c'est près? Is it far or is it close? I know I'm reading these kind of fast, but I do encourage you to repeat after me and practice what you're saying. Practice saying them on your own. Like I said, we'll have more practice doing audio other weeks. We just had so much to get through because this was the first class of the semester. Okay, so that's asking for directions. Où est is kind of the prime one that you will probably use if you travel to France. Où est, and then ask for something. Where is, or just even où. Where. They'll understand what you mean. But if we're being grammatically correct, où est something. Or if you want to ask, like this could be something specific. Où est le Louvre? Where's the Louvre Museum? We're looking for something specific. But if you're hungry and you want to ask where there's like a restaurant, you could say où est-ce qu'il y a un restaurant? Where is there a restaurant? Any questions on asking for directions? All right. Now we're going to give directions. Donner. So we demandé, we demanded or asked. That's how we say ask in French. We demandé un renseignement. And then we donner, like donation or donate. That means to give. Donner un renseignement. Demander means to ask. Donner means to give. All right. To give directions, we say it's à gauche, to the left, à droite, to the right, or tout droite means straight ahead. So you need to be careful. The word for right and the word for straight are the same, but the context saying either à droite or tout droite tells us whether we're saying the direction right or straight ahead. And then we could say also tourner and continuer, which look like the words turn and continue. All right. Let's put this to practice. We're looking at a map here. We're going to do a few exercises. The first one, I want you to look at, see the bracket here, A, and bracket B. So A is à gauche, it's the left side of the map. B is à droite, it's the right side of the map. And then C is like au centre. So we are standing here. You belong to this town I am visiting, and I'm asking you for directions. We are here. Vous êtes ici. And I'm going to ask, we'll do the first one together. I'm going to ask, où est le, how about, où est la musée? Où est la musée? Where is the museum is what I'm asking. And you have to write in the chat either A, B, or C. Which one would you do? Is it on the left, à gauche, à droite, or au centre? It's A, à gauche, because it's on the left side. Okay, good. Now let's do other ones without me helping you out. Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Good. I asked, where is there a cafe? Café du Pont. It could either be A or C, either one. It's kind of on the A side, but it's also quite in the middle, so either one would have been just fine. Next. Où est le supermarché casino? Où est casino? Le casino. Good, good. I asked, where is the supermarket Casino? It's over here. Casino is a huge grocery store in France. It's very used all the time, everywhere. And it is B on the à gauche. I mean à droite. It's on the right side. One more. Où est la piscine? Où est la piscine municipale? No, no. There's nothing quite like Walmart. It's a grocery store. The answer is A. Okay, sorry, I'm hearing weird sounds behind me. Okay, I think it's my heater tinkling though. Oh, it sounds like someone's like getting into something. There's no one in the house. Okay, so the answer is A, piscine municipale. All right, let's do another exercise. That one was pretty easy. You guys got that really well. This time, I want clear directions. So I'm gonna say, où est un restaurant? Où est un restaurant? And our restaurant is right here, Restaurant Matador. So you would say, toute droite, tournez à gauche. Toute droite, or you could say continuez toute droite, tournez à gauche. So I'll give you time to write out your answers. Continuez toute droite et tournez à gauche. If you want, you could just say toute droite à gauche. That's fine too. Just the simplest. Toute droite à gauche. Either one is fine. The full sentence would be continuez toute droite et tournez à gauche. All right, so now you know how to do this game exercise. Now I'm going to ask, où est la stade? Où est la stade? Good. I'm asking for the le stade, the stadium, the kind of exercise area. And so you would say toute droite. If you want, you could say à gauche, toute droite à gauche, because it's on the left, but you don't need toute droite is the most important part. It's straight ahead. Good. Next, où est le parc? Où est-ce qu'il y a un parc? I'm visiting with my kid and I want to go play. Où est-ce qu'il y a un parc? Very good. I'm asking about the park. Où est-ce qu'il y a un parc? Where is a park? You could say continuez toute droite et tournez à droite. Or toute droite à droite. Very good, you guys. You're writing them rather quickly. It's impressive. I had a student last year who traveled to Israel in the middle of the semester, and he stopped in Paris on the way, and he purposefully asked for directions in the airport and received them and understood them in French because of this lesson. I was excited too. All right, I think you guys we got that one, so we'll stop right now with this exercise. But any questions on that? We could have done a third exercise, and I could have asked you like, où est l'hôtel? And you could have hôtel, and you could have said like, avenue de Bordeaux, like on the street of Bordeaux, or c'est rue Jean Moulin, la piscine est rue Jean Moulin. But I think you guys got enough of it. You get the idea. All right. So that's it for la ville, saying whether we live in a city, a village, where our address is, and then all the things that are in our town, on our street, in our neighborhood, in our town. We have all the stores, the parks, the museums, all those things. And then giving and receiving directions on how to get there. So that's it for town. Now we're going to move on to la maison, which means the house. I think the word maison looks like a mansion. That helps me remember that it's a house. La maison. Un appartement. We pronounce that little E there. Don't forget to repeat after me. Un appartement. There's like a little extra syllable there that's not in English. Apartment. Un immeuble. Un immeuble. Literally just means building, but when you say it, it can also mean like an apartment building. Le garage. I think originally a French word. Une pièce. For some reason, students always forget une pièce, but it means room, just the general word room. Une pièce, like a piece of the house, essentially. Just like un quartier is like a quarter of the village. Une pièce, a piece of the house. And that's just the general word for room. Une chambre is the bedroom. Une salle de bain is the bathroom, and les toilettes is the toilet room, because in France, basically every house, I don't think I've ever been in one where they're together. In France, the place where we wash, the shower and the sink, is in a separate room than where the toilet and another sink are. They're separate rooms. Now, I think the reason for this is because originally many houses in France were built before indoor plumbing. And so when indoor plumbing was invented, people would transform the little tiny closet for the toilet, and then another room for the like the bath and shower. To be honest, I think it makes more sense. One is clean and one is dirty. I don't know. It just makes more sense to me. And it's really useful when you have to go to the bathroom and someone's taking a shower. Anyways, I actually prefer it. I think it makes more sense to me. But anyways, that's the way it is in France. Like the whole time. Like I know in American houses we tend to have the one little toilet room, but in France the other room with the shower would not have a toilet in it. More often than not. So if you are out in France looking for a place to relieve yourself, you would ask for les toilettes, or you just say toilette or whatever. But if you ask for un salle de bain, it sounds like you're asking to take a shower at their restaurant. Les toilettes is for the toilets. La cuisine means kitchen. In English, we've adopted this word to refer to cooking in general, but it means kitchen in French, cuisine. La salle à manger. There's another word here. Oops, I'm skipping ahead, sorry. La salle à manger means, salle is another general word for room. It's a little more old-fashioned. La salle à manger, to eat, right? So it's the eating room. Le salon is the living room. There's another word here that's often used. La salle de séjour. La salle de séjour. I think there was a time, historically speaking, when there were separate rooms. The salon was maybe more of like the visitors' visiting room, and then la salle de séjour was more of the casual, everyday family hangout room. But they're interchangeable now. Le salon or la salle de séjour. I feel like I've heard la salle de séjour more often, to be honest, but they're both the same kind of thing. And then finally, le jardin. Can refer to garden. It looks like the word garden to me. J, if you change the J to a G, E to an I, they're similar sounds to begin with. They come from the same root, I'm sure. It means garden, but it also in France means yard, jardin. Okay. All right, so let's do a little exercise. In your house, write for me in the chat whether the following room is en haut, upstairs, or en bas, downstairs. Okay, so number 1, la cuisine. Est-ce qu'elle est en haut ou en bas? I think most houses, la cuisine is en bas. Cool. Kitchen is downstairs. La salle à manger. Est-ce qu'elle est en haut ou en bas? Dining room is downstairs. Tends to be near the kitchen. Ground floor, yeah. Okay, cool. Numéro 3. Les toilettes. Est-ce est-ce que est-ce qu'ils sont en haut ou en bas? You could say either, it's probably both. You could say en haut et en bas. You could say tous les deux. Means both. Tous les deux means both. Good. Okay, that's enough of that exercise. Let's do a written exercise. The question here is où sont-ils? Où sont-ils? Where are they? So number 1 is nous dînons, we're eating dinner. Tu regardes la télé, you're watching TV. Antoine et Juliette jouent au frisbee. J'étudie le français. So that we're given information about what people are doing, and then you are to answer where they are. So like, we are in the dining room. You are in the living room, probably. You're in the yard, so forth. Okay? So tout le monde levez les mains, raise your hands. Good. We'll just have we don't have very many of these. This is a much more listening class, unfortunately, but we'll get better. Elizabeth, you can do number 1. Emma, number 2. MJ, number 3. And Madison, number 4. You have permissions. And yes, I've given everyone permissions because it's infinitely easier, simpler. I won't accidentally give you weird permissions. So just only write if it's your turn. Sure. So look at the sentence. The sentence says what someone is doing. So like number 1, we are dining. And the question is, where are you? Which room are you in? So the answer would be, we are in the dining room. Number 1, nous dînons, we're dining. We are in the dining room. Does that make sense? Just which bedroom or which room in the house are you in based on the information provided. Does that make sense, Madison? So number 4, Madison, your subject is I. J'étudie le français. And this one could be, I mean, people study for class anywhere, right? So you could say, I am in my bedroom. I am in the living room. I am in the kitchen. Wherever you study. You could just make it up. It doesn't have to be like super accurate. Nous sommes. Good. Nous sommes. We are perfect. Oh, okay. Actually, guys. Okay, so what? Let me write it down for you visual people. En and à. I want you to think of them more as when we're talking about proper nouns. This is not a hard and fast rule, but just think of it more like names of cities or countries. Right now we're talking about rooms, so I want you to use the word dans. We are in. Otherwise, it sounds kind of like you're saying I'm at the dining room, and it should be I'm in the dining room. Good. Dans la salle à manger. Perfect. Tu regardes la télé. Tu es. And then can you change your en? Good. Dans le salon. Good. Perfect. Antoine et Juliette jouent au frisbee. Ils sont dans le jardin. Perfect. Je suis dans ma chambre. Well done. Well done, guys. Does that feel good? You're able to like put it all together already? All right. Cool. It makes sense. Yes. All right. That's about it. Let's see. We have 5 more minutes of class. I do want to give you guys some time to do a conversation, but really quick. The project is obviously not required, but I would be assigning it. I'm not going to say that again, but like here's the project that I would assign. I know, but really quick. Ma maison. Same thing that we did with the bedroom last semester. I want you to draw a diagram of your house. It could be a bird's eye view like this one, or it could be a cross section like this one. It can be hand-drawn or computer designed. It's really up to you and your creativity. You do it how you want. But it has to be labeled. That's like the important part. That's why you're doing this. And then show some color and effort. Those are the stipulations for the project. Now, what you can do if you want when you do this project, you can I have a discussion board up in the discussion board on Blackboard. You can post your project in the comments and you can look at each other's comments if you want. You do not have to if you want. And that's and then homework is basically just textbook exercises, the workbook exercises. I'll have the audio up on YouTube. And the French media, Babar should be infinitely more interesting, entertaining than Caillou, and then the project. Okay, any questions about homework? Now we can't hand in this project to you, can we? I mean, you can't. I'm not like grading it, so there's not like a place you submit it. But if you want to share it with me, you can email it to me. If you don't want other people to see, or if you don't mind other people seeing, you could post it in the discussion. No, you do not need to hand it in to me. But yeah. Okay, so we have 3 more minutes left of class. It's gonna go by really fast. But does everyone still have access to their textbook? If you don't, you can email me and I can give you a new. Okay, so on page 203, there's an exercise called Créer dialogue. So this page will disappear as soon as you go to breakout rooms. We're going to run out of time. Darn it. Okay. Just me explaining it will take all the time. Okay, well, basically, it was just an exercise you can do amongst yourselves if you want at home of like at one person asking where is there like a cafe, and then you could give directions using the map, or like asking for a restaurant or a church, a grocery store. Yeah, I like don't want to start anything too soon because we're about to leave. But if there are no questions about the homework, that's it. Please email me, you guys, if You are not getting emails from me. If you need help accessing things, figuring out the way the software works, figuring out how to do your homework, if you, yeah, any trouble with anything, let me know and I will try to help you out. Um, I love you guys. Have a great week. I'm so glad we were able to work this all out, and I'll see you next week. Au revoir.